And I got to tell you, last night, trust me, this ties in to where we're going to start the show. Now, on Wednesday night, I told Jim Trotter, my wild Wednesday night, I was talking to a preacher about her book, Sacred Fire. So I was talking about preaching on Wednesday night. Wild Wednesday night, talking about preaching. Ooh, you don't want to see me on a Wednesday night talking about preaching. But on last night, you know where I was? It was back to school night. Back to school night for my oldest, 8th grade. Remember 8th grade? Y'all remember 8th grade? So all those memories came flooding back last night. And you go into back to school night. I don't know about y'all. I mean, maybe you got, straight A students and they're perfect. You don't have to remind them to do their homework and to write down things in their assignment book. But yeah, I was a little nervous. Hold on a second. Hang with me. I was a little nervous about back to school night last night. So I go into the building and everything's going pretty well until we start talking to the science teacher. Now the science teacher is saying all sorts of things. And I'm like, is this 8th grade or is this the first year of grad school? I mean, a lot of information. But then at one point he said something that clicked and reminded me of football. I wanted to be reminded of football because back to school night, you got to end at a certain time so I can catch Dolphins, Bengals. He said, look, this is the key to success. Here's the key to getting things done, parents. If you will check on your students' grades, if you check don't take their word for it, you check on their grades. And if you check on their grades, they will know they're accountable, they'll know you're watching, and they'll have success. If you don't, well, they're just going to do what they're going to do. So it's up to you to see where this thing goes. And really, that's a word for the NFL, and that's a word for us as football fans. Because we had a situation last night in Cincinnati where Tua Tagovailoa, who some people thought he got a concussion on Sunday in Miami against Buffalo. Some people, thought he shouldn't have played last night. But anyway, they told us about a back. They told us about an ankle. They looked at us like we were crazy, gaslighting. They looked at us like we were crazy when we talked about a concussion. We would never. Oh, there was nothing like that. We followed all the rules. Fast forward to Thursday night in Cincinnati, Tua Tagovailoa goes down, and it is one of the most haunting images I've seen in your football watching years, one of the most haunting images you've seen watching football. And it's not the first time. So we are all outraged today. We all have opinions. I've read them all. I've seen them all. Everybody takes it a step further. This is unacceptable. We can't have this. The league needs to do something, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you know what happens? If we stop watching, thank you, science teacher. If we stop watching, the NFL is going to do what it's going to do. It's up to us. If we continue to put pressure on the NFL, we continue to say, this, and you're seeing it right here, this, ooh, what a violent takedown. Not a dirty play, but a violent takedown nonetheless. If we say, we're not so eager to get back to football that we will ignore some of the really disturbing things that we see on the field. And we're not so eager to get back to football that we'll take it at face value when a coach, and Mike McDaniel, you're just a proxy right now, bruh. You're just a proxy. It's not personal. There are coaches before you who have said what you said last night. There will be coaches after you who will say what you said last night. No, but it keeps going. We're not so eager to listen to a coach like Mike McDaniel tell us something that, it sounds a lot like BS or naivete. You take your pick. We're not so desperate to listen to that, absorb it, consume it, swallow it, and say, bring the games back. Blow the whistle. Let's go. So it really is up to people of conscience to confront this concussion problem that the NFL is not honest about. All right, before I go on, let's listen to Mike McDaniel and what he said last night, and then we'll bring in Burt Breer and discuss this further. Here's Mike McDaniel last night.
That was an emotional moment. That is not part of the deal that anyone signs up for, even though you know it's a possibility in football to have something that you have to get taken off on a stretcher. All of his teammates, myself, we were all very, very concerned. So the best news that we could get is that everything is checked out, that he didn't have anything more serious than a concussion. He'll be flying back with us here on the plane. Yeah, otherwise we would have reported him having a head injury. I mean, that's why the NFL has these protocols, and there's not, like every single NFL game that is played, there's an independent specialist that specializes in the specialty of brain matter. So, for me, as long as I'm coaching here, if there's I'm not going to fudge that whole situation. If there's any sort of inclination that someone has a concussion, they go into the concussion protocol, and it's very strict. If people don't vary or stray, we don't mess with that. Never have, and as long as I'm the head coach, that will never be an issue that you guys have to worry about.
That you maybe should have done or could have done differently after he went down the first time?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If I would have, that would be irresponsible in the first place, and I shouldn't be in this position. I don't think that an injury from last week made him fall the same way this week, But yeah, I do not have any, absolutely zero patience for or will ever put a player in a position for them to be in harm's way.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.